How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Crypto Clout. In this video, we're going to be talking about DigiByte. We have some very interesting things that have been happening in the world of cryptocurrency as well. Bitcoin currently valuing at $9,419. This article right here is an interesting start off to the video. Layer 2 will make Bitcoin as easy to use as the dollar, says Kraken CEO Jesse Powell told Bloomberg in a recent interview that Bitcoin would surpass gold as a store of value in the long term. In an interview Tuesday with Bloomberg, Kraken CEO claimed that Layer 2 solutions will in time make Bitcoin as easy to use as USD. Bitcoin utility will improve to match store of value, and quote, pretty soon all the technology behind Bitcoin will just disappear and it'll just be like the US dollar, where no one really understands how it works, but everyone uses it. And look at the Fed buying junk bonds from failed United States corporations. It's a joke. The market is manipulated. They're printing trillions of dollars to pump up the value of publicly traded stocks. You can't price anything in dollars anymore. Inflation is going to be out of control very soon. Here, personally, I would be buying Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation, unquote. So definitely interesting to see that sort of sentiment, and I'm inclined to agree with certain aspects of it. Much like that, I would sort of bring up the analogy that what's good for Bitcoin, what's good for blockchain, is good for DigiByte. Now, I would make a lot of those same arguments as DigiByte standing as sort of a hedge against inflation, and I think it will be exciting to see just how the DigiByte community continues to grow and develop, in part, lending itself to the cryptocurrency world, and of course how we've been seeing a lot of these different very interesting variables coming into the forefront, into the limelight, and in particular in a global economic sense, how we're going to be seeing the application of blockchain and many of the other resulting things, and as far, if people are using Bitcoin, they're going to be wanting to use a faster Bitcoin. They're going to want to use a more efficient Bitcoin. And I think DigiByte really does serve the stand in that position. So we have a video right here, that's definitely pretty interesting. And I want to play it, just so that you get, just to sort of give context to the video. So here we go. We're going to play this video and then we'll continue on with the topic.
It's only fair that I share this buy signal, people. I've mentioned on the crypto mugs in the past, one of my friend's stepdads. Very clever dude, been investing for years, and he's a gold buck. Someone who you'd think would really get their head around Bitcoin, but instead he calls it a Ponzi scheme, a scam, it's rat poison, it's going to zero. And that's because the people he listens to, it is the Warren Buffetts, it's the JP Morgans. He reads out of places like Bloomberg. He's just taken the information he was given. Now, little did he know, these companies, these institutions, have been taking out monster positions in Bitcoin the last 2 years. And some of these companies have even bought out exchanges and released their own products. So it's remarkable to see. Now that these outlets have changed their tune, which we know they've changed their tune, we've all watched it over the last 4 months, and particularly since coronavirus, we're seeing what I dreamed we would see. We're seeing the smart money people, too smart, too clever to fall for the crypto scam, realising it's not a scam, and what they thought were nut jobs, people like me, were just people that got fucking 10 years ahead of you lot. We are 10 years ahead of you. I'm storing my money in my brain. What do you think's going on here, people? Something's going on. So it's about time people fix up and they learn, and I'm seeing it, guys. So my recent worries me and Mike have had about this space getting very toppy, it's for good reason. We saw so many newbies piling into DigiByte. You start to think, oh crap, is this the top? But it's starting to feel an awful lot like the bottom now, guys. I feel like this is the beginning. If Bitcoin can go sideways till Christmas, or if Bitcoin can get to 20K till Christmas, that environment, guys, if Bitcoin stays in a sustainable uptrend, our alts, guys, what's Litecoin going to be? Above $100? F's $500-700? DigiByte's 4-7 cents? Like, it's looking better than I ever imagined, guys. What lately I've been fearing as a top, I'm now truly starting to believe we are just in the start of a new cycle. We have a different and better media narrative than ever before. And I just think people are going to buy into this, guys, because it's right. We like it for the fundamental, solid reasons. We have reason to like blockchain. So will everyone. It's not something you love or you hate. It's just a cool piece of technology that's going to change a lot of things. So I couldn't be more excited, guys.
Sorry about that. Yeah, so not only does this guy have a pretty cool accent, he's saying some pretty cool things. And yeah, I think that the point that he's making there about DigiByte, and blockchain technology, I think those sort of conversations, I mean, it really does boil down to research. All these things 100% boil down to research. It really doesn't matter to any degree what we can expect from all these different entities. And of course, the big money, the people who are buying, accumulating these things, they could put out one news headline, one article that are all a dime a dozen. The thing about the media narrative, they must understand far better than any of us could even articulate the dollar translation of the media narrative. But I think what he was talking about as far as the Bitcoin remaining in an uptrend, definitely very exciting things taking place right now. We've got this article right here I also thought was pretty interesting. Investing in crypto projects can reshape trillion-dollar markets. That's interesting. JP Morgan, NAB's former and Gemini exclusive for wholesale payment innovation. BTC investors bullish even as Bitcoin price is still below 10K. I don't see why people aren't bullish. I think a lot of people are going to be kicking themselves for missing out on this transition. Will be the leaders of the new paradigm. Will rightfully inherit, which will be interesting to see how a lot of these different things, the movers and shapers of all these different dynamics lend themselves. Singapore carpooling app Ride launches wallet for BTC payments, which is sort of interesting. The recent health sort of thing has accelerated the shift towards digital payments, and Ride is set to be a game changer for cryptocurrency adoption in Singapore as customers get used to paying for ride hailing services through Bitcoin. Definitely interesting. Crypto as a means of payment or transportation. So, it will be exciting just to see how a lot of these different variables really do come together in a short amount of time, and all the different aspects of which we can really expect to see as they really do compile and, in a real physical sense. We'll be seeing much more of this, as the world continues to go digital. And I like how in the video that we shared to my friend there, we were talking about how, he was discussing how, we're 10 years ahead of them. It is exciting, blockchain technology, and it works. I mean, that's the beauty of it. It's not, people won't even have an opinion on it. It'll just be the new norm, the new normal. So that is an exciting bullish thought. But yeah, of course, remember this video is for entertainment, educational purposes only. I'm not your dad. I'm not your financial advisor. Of course, remember, you have to do your own research in this space. It is high risk, high volatility. But I think that the research does speak for itself. And guys, get your news from places better than cable. You got to get your news better from all these lamestream news outlets. That's just my opinion, but hell, it's a pretty wise one. Just the same way, the old paradigm of people are all wrapped up in watching what's happening currently with fiat and all these different things. The freaking iceberg has already hit the Titanic, and the boat's bound to sink. So I mean, that's just what we're gonna see happening. But still, I'm happy to be making this video for the DigiByte community. Shout out to everybody out there, all the new subscribers to this channel and the old subscribers. Shout out to you guys too. Shout out to everybody who continues to watch, and share out the content to everybody in the DigiByte community. I think we do have an awesome community that we've been building on the on this side of the internet, and it will be exciting to see where all these different variables continue to take us, as a lot of these different aspects of a cryptocurrency space really get pushed into high gear. You know, it will be interesting to see. This also, I'll end on this note. Bitcoin boomers fuel some of the growth. You know, the surge in activity we've seen since the beginning of 2020 has been in part inspired by the Fed unprecedented monetary intervention, which is definitely interesting and does, I would say, enforce a lot of the different components and aspects of the different themes that we'd been talking about in this video and in others. But yeah, all that being said, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.